Well, this is what we're dealing with again today. We're just on the edge of the storm front. It's kind of going around us, but yeah, major storm warning, etc. I got you guys on the back of the mower here. This is the original belt. For any of you guys that have one of these kind of oddball 60-inch rear discharge decks, this is a 5/8. I saw it listed as a 161. I'm going to show you guys the belt when I get it. But yeah, this belt completely grenaded last night. So tomorrow morning I'll hop in the car and I'll go to Kubota and see if I can get another one. I was kind of shocked last night when I was mowing because this thing never breaks. This mower is excellent. I'm not even scared to say that. I heard a major rattle. So again, just like crank bearings in a chainsaw, they all feel okay. Gearbox moves okay, which kind of scared me because you can't get these gearboxes anymore. I'm aware of that. This one's a little bit noisy, not too bad. That one's smooth. Hey everybody, how you guys doing? We're on a little excursion this morning. Busy weekend. I got lots of stuff going on. And of course, what happened? Well, we had an equipment failure, which is just part of having machinery and equipment. My Kubota went down last night, which is rare for that thing. Like, I've had that thing for pushing 10 years. And this, I would say, I blew a hydraulic hose one time. Other than that, like, that machine doesn't break. So anyhow, I was mowing last night because I'm going to be away for a couple days. You guys will see this. I'll be there and gone and back by the time you guys see this. But as I'm filming this, I'm going to be away a couple of days, and I wanted to get the lawn mowed. So last night at about 10 o'clock, I fired up the mower because you guys know I got that Kubota. And I got a full lighting package on it, so I can mow in the dark, it doesn't matter. And I started mowing, and then I heard a really bad, like, rattling sound in the deck. So I shut her down, and I thought maybe I blew a bearing or on an idler pulley or something like that. Hopefully not a gearbox, but actually when I pulled the covers off, I blew the belt up, friends. So that belt's, I don't even know how old that belt is, 10 years. So... and I haven't really maintained it. I look at it once a year, but that's about it. So anyhow, I hopped in the wife's car, and we're headed to Lawson Sales, which is just in the northwest corner of Winnipeg on the Perimeter Highway, and hopefully they have a belt for me. They originally sold the machine, so I just go there because if I give them the serial number, if they need it, they'll know exactly what it is. So anyhow, let's go over to Lawson's and grab a belt. Hopefully it's not too expensive. Whatever. It's the 10 years. I'll pay whatever the price is. Anyway, I'll see you guys at the dealer. I just want to give a shout out to the boys at Lawson Sales. I believe the fellow's name is Bob at the parts counter. He's solid gold. He knew the part number of that belt right away, and I got one in the back and went and grabbed it. And anyhow, friends, I just want to give a shout out to these guys, and especially open on a Saturday, have the parts I need, and that belt wasn't even too much. Anyways, we're gonna rip back home and get that belt installed. It's a Gates B158. It's supposed to be 5/8 by, let's see what it says here. 5/8 by 158. Now, I went online and it says 5/8 by 161. So, no idea. My Kubota guy there, Bob, was 100% sure this was the belt. It's the right part number. So, now, I'm going to tell you guys something funny. I've painted this deck. None of the decals are on it. Years ago, like we're talking 10 years ago when I got this thing, there used to be a little sticker showing the belt routing. Well, of course, over the years, that's gone. So I have no idea how this belt goes, and it was completely destroyed when I pulled these covers off last night. So part of me thinks I'm gonna have to take off the gearbox because a lot of these big decks are like that. Let's see if this slips underneath this pulley. If it does, then I don't have to take off the gearbox. If it doesn't, well then we're in for a nighttime party. And I'm pretty sure I feel a nut underneath here. Oh, this is not good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Oh, it's kind of. No, this thing's gonna have to. So I'm guessing, friends, I gotta take these 4 bolts off. Maybe these. I remember these were loose when I first got the deck. Okay, I'm gonna try undoing these 4 here. And I can't remember if there's nuts underneath. If there is, I hope you guys could see me there, but if there is, this deck weighs, again, varying numbers, 500, 600 pounds. It's ridiculously heavy. So let me get my impact and let's see if I can just tilt this thing up. I can't remember. I like these loose bolts. So these went up at, they weren't in an auction. They actually were just selling these, local municipality was. And they had like 10 of them or 8 of them. And the guy that came before me, you had to book an appointment to look at them. Now I knew I was buying one of these mowers because at the price they were asking, it was ridiculously cheap. But the guy that came before me bought like 6 of them, and the only mower that was left was this one. And the reason why he didn't take it is it sounded like the gearbox was blown up. Well, that one come loose. Or not. I'm not actually sure. But, yeah, so, anyhow, I can't remember if this is like that. I might have to, yeah, so, rather than tipping this thing up, and if I remember correctly, that's what I did last time. I'm going to undo the 4, undo these side bolts here. Okay, there's like 6 of them. I'm trying to do this before the storm rolls in. Otherwise I'll have to push this thing back in. Anyways, that was why I got this mower so cheap. Well, not cheap. Oh, that one was loose. Wow. That one was ready to come off. Nice. But, yeah, and nowadays, now back then you could still get a gearbox at a ridiculously high price, right? But nowadays, do I have to do this one? Not sure. Okay, that slides up now. I'll try and do this last one. Yeah, back then this gearbox was ridiculously expensive. So, now I have a feeling, let's see what we got here. I might be able to slip this under there now. I've essentially just tilted this up. Just give me a second here. I'm going to see if I can get that loosened. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, and this has a nut on the back. I don't really want to take that off. I can't remember why I would need to take that off though. Pretty sure I don't have to. Let me get a little pry bar here and see if I can just, I think the pressure of the brackets is what's holding this thing tight. So let me get a pry bar. You know, and remember earlier this year when we, oh yeah, there we go. Remember earlier this year when I was painting this thing, I thought to myself, I wonder how long this belt's gonna last. It's been in there for a million years. I didn't even look at the belt when I painted it. I didn't bother, right? I knew one day it would just break, and I probably should have bought a spare in the last 10 years, but like I said, this machine's been so reliable that I just run it. I'm not really too concerned. Okay, I got that in there, so now I'll tap this back down and reinstall all the bolts. Now again, I have no clue how this thing goes back together. I'm a little behind today, friends. I didn't expect to be doing this. And, what are we on here? I didn't expect to be doing this weekend. And, so, of course, everything breaks when you don't have time. But, I still got to haul water tonight. And, so, but I just wanted to get this back together because, well, I need my mowing rig. Let's see if we can get this back in here without too much trouble. I don't want to use the bolts to, there we go, to lock it in because this is an aluminum body here. There we go, one. You still have thread locker on them. I'm going to leave them for now. My priority is literally just to get this thing together because I want to make sure I didn't blow a bearing or anything. I'm 98% sure it was just an old dry belt, but this thing was making some real bad rattling sounds. If I blew a bearing, well then I've never replaced bearings or anything on this thing, but we'll cross that bridge, right? That's how you learn. There's two kinds of things in the world for me. Things I know how to do and things I haven't had to learn yet. Those are the two categories of life lessons. And so when I first bought this thing was like a spaceship to me. I had no idea. And now I kind of know what makes it tick. And one day, and I've been saying this for years, I'd like to fix the leak. There's actually a leak in the rear diff. It's a slow leak. But I'd like to fix that. Now I think I just put these two bolt holes in the wrong spot because there's a cover that goes over here. Oh, I see. Okay, well if you're doing this as a pro assembly video, this is not it. Okay, now there's a cover that goes over the front of this gearbox right here, and the other two bolts go with it there. I'm going to leave that cover off for right now because I'm assembling this thing and I want to run it with no covers. I'm gonna have to deal with that bolt later, but again, I'll deal with that when I can lift this deck up easily. Okay, belt routing. Get you guys in a better spot. Okay, now if I have this routed correct, which, wow, this belt is like 37 feet too long, so I must have ran this wrong, friends. Now I'm frightened. Which way does this actually go? And what did I do wrong here? Maybe it goes around this one and around there and into there. I don't know, friends. I have no idea. Let's look at this again. I'll be back. Hey everybody, it's literally the next night. I threw in the towel last night. It was getting late and I just decided, you know what? I have no clue what I'm doing with this belt. Something as simple as a belt, I couldn't figure out which way to route it. The old belt broke and I have the factory service manual for the mower and for the deck, and there's no belt diagrams in either of them. So I went online onto the web forums and all that and just couldn't figure it out. So I threw the towel in. Well, this afternoon I figured it out. I found a picture on the internet of how the belt goes. Just a deck that was for sale that was missing the belt covers. So if you own a Kubota deck and it's similar to this, you're in luck. I'm going to show you which way the belts go, and then let's fire this thing up and see if it works. Okay, so I just hooked it back up looking at the deck, okay, there's a pulley here, a pulley here, and a pulley there, okay? This belt is like 12 feet long, so I kept running it around and it was too long, which is frustrating, right? Because a guy like me, you know, I can do stuff, but I couldn't figure this out. So anyhow, the belt goes around the drive pulley. Here's the gearbox, okay? It goes this way, around to here. Okay, follow my finger, around this pulley, around the tensioner or the idler, all the way around to this idler. Then it goes around this pulley, then it goes to this pulley, okay? This pulley here, and back around. Okay, once again, we'll start at this pulley. It goes around to the gearbox, around this way, around this way, around this, like that, and back. Okay, now I'm not the first fellow that's had this problem. Looking online on the forums, I found thread after thread of people who are trying to put a belt on a deck like this, whether it be the 72 or the 60. This is the 60, of course, kind of an oddball deck. And people were like, oh, that's easy, I'll find the diagram in my manual. And again and again and again, people came back with, there is no diagram. I don't know why Kubota did that, but okay. And then the tensioner's here, threaded to a bolt. Now, one thing I don't like, and it's probably been like this forever, I don't know if this bracket is bent, but this belt kind of, it touches this spring. But it was like that before for the last 10 years, I'm guessing. So I'm probably just going to leave it. I put a little more tension on the belt. I think it's going to be okay, but it's really close to there. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen, well, I'm going to show you guys this thing running. Let's fire it up and see if it's good. And again, I'm going to make a note to replace this bearing in the off season. It's a little bit noisy. I may completely strip this deck and do that. Also, I noticed there's a crack here. Oh, there's a crack somewhere in this. Oh, maybe that's not a crack. Well, then I don't even know what I'm talking about, friends. But anyhow, so once again, undo the gearbox, lift it up, and slide it underneath there, and the rest is pretty self-explanatory. It takes a while to weave this belt through here. Anyhow, let's fire this thing up and watch the belts twirl and make sure they don't come off, and then we're good to go. Well, that worked pretty well, and I'm gonna go cut some grass. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Take her easy, and stuff breaks, doesn't it? Just another day in my world. Later.